They say being an entrepreneur is like jumping out of a plane and building your parachute on the way down, which is true, except nobody tells you that the parachute is made out of duct tape, investor promises, ghosted emails, and your own sanity. Hi everyone, I'm Priscilla. I'm the CEO and managing partner at Gulf Bridge Venture Partners. But before Gulf Bridge Venture Partners, I co-founded MyKey. But today, I am a full-time founder turned full-time fundraiser, helping other founders raise capital. Yeah, that's right. I help founders raise capital for a living. I traded one pitch deck for 20 pitch decks, and I spent my days playing matchmaker between startups and investors. Before Gulf Bridge Venture Partners, I co-founded MyKey, a password management and authentication solution. We scaled, we flopped, we pivoted, we fundraised, lost sleep, drank a lot of olive martinis, and then got acquired and survived to tell you the story. Today, I want to share the real stuff, the I wish someone told me this before stuff, because behind every glossy headline that you hear about any founder is a messy, terrifying, but occasionally glorious process. And if I can help you navigate it just a little bit better, or at least laugh about it, then I would have done my job. I ask people what they think about when they think about entrepreneurs, and people say things like Shark Tank, big checks, fast growth, and of course, Forbes 30 under 30. What they don't see is the sleepless nights after a failed product launch, or the 3 a.m. bank account refresh hoping a customer paid, or waiting for a wire transfer from an investor that you have been talking to for maybe 9 months now. In my first startup, I learned that fake it till you make it works until you actually have to deliver. And saying things like, we're pre-revenue, is just a fancy way of saying we're very optimistic, but very, very, very broke. But here's the thing. Every brick wall that you hit teaches you some hard truths. And here are some of them, okay? Number one, your idea does not matter as much as your execution. Everyone has a billion-dollar idea in the shower, but turning it into a business, that's where the sweat happens. Your ability to iterate fast, listen to your users, and pivot hard, that's the game. Products fail not because they suck, excuse my French, but they fail because we love our solution too much to let it evolve. I learned that you need to fall in love with the problem and not the solution. Number two, fundraising is a full-time performance. Yes, performance. Fundraising isn't just about money. It's theater. You're pitching a dream, not a spreadsheet. So here's my tip. Always tell a story that makes your startup sound inevitable. So not, here's what we're doing, but instead, here's what's happening with or without you. Number three, being a founder is lonely unless you build your people. You need co-conspirators, people who are going to hype you up after rejections and call you out when your idea makes no sense. Build your community, and if you don't have one, today is the perfect place to start with all the founders and entrepreneurs. And get at least one brutally honest person who's going to tell you your pitch deck sucks. And if you don't have that person, I'm happy to be that person for you. Number four, investors are like your ex. Yes, investors are like your ex. You're pitching to them, you're trying to get them to commit, and you hear them say something like, I'm not so sure about this. And you're thinking, what do you want from me? We've been doing this for 6 months. Fundraising is rejection. It's a lot of rejection, and then some ghosting, and then finally, investors love to ghost. Get over it, just like you got over your ex. And number five, stop overcomplicating your pitch. To all the founders that are pitching today, your pitch should be simple. If you cannot explain it to your mom or your dad or your aunt without confusing them, you're doing it wrong. Keep it short, keep it clear, and less is more. Do you know that Richard Branson dropped out of school when he was 15? Why? Because he was dyslexic. He had dyslexia, and at the time, nobody really understood what dyslexia meant. So if you couldn't read or write or spell, you were considered either lazy or stupid, and you would get beaten up for both. But what Richard didn't realize at the age of 15 is that dyslexia would give him a very uncommon advantage. Dyslexia actually shaped Richard Branson's communication style. From the beginning, Richard Branson identified that one of the key components of a compelling business story is brevity, being brief. So from the beginning, Virgin used clear, brief, and ordinary language. The trick is that if he could quickly understand it, it was good to go. Elon Musk is another example. We all know about him, but I listened to him launch and announce Tesla energy batteries. And I have a part of his presentation here, and I just want to read one sentence to you. This is Elon Musk speaking to the world and announcing Tesla batteries. The issue with existing batteries is that they suck. They're really horrible. They're expensive, unreliable. They're sort of stinky, ugly, bad in every way, and really expensive. Elon Musk uses language that a 6th grader can understand. If people cannot understand the problem you're trying to solve, they're not going to buy into your solution. Craft a message that is so simple that an elementary school student can understand it. So how do we survive the hardship, or hardships, so we don't use bad words? These are things I wish I did more. Say no more. What does that mean? Time is your currency. Spend it on what moves the needle, not what strokes your ego. Don't chase busy. Build, sell, and learn. Be busy doing that, yes. But if your calendar is full and your revenue is not growing, you're doing something wrong. Celebrate the weird wins. The first refund, the first angry customer, the first investor rejection, all of that is progress, okay? Thinking matters, yes, but overthinking kills momentum. When in doubt, ship it, test it, put it out there, fail fast so that you can learn fast. And most importantly, sleep. Your company runs on your brain power. Sleep, boundaries, and breaks, there aren't luxuries. And they're not shameful, as we've grown up to believe that an entrepreneur needs to be busy and work overnights. Your company runs on your brain power, so sleep. The thing is, entrepreneurship isn't a job. People ask you, like, what do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. But honestly, it's not a job. I think it's a personality disorder that we've all somehow romanticized, right? Maroon's laughing. But for those brave enough to pursue it, it is the most rewarding ride. You will grow faster than your company. You're going to learn resilience, humility, also called how to be Lebanese, and exactly how much caffeine your body can take. So to all the founders in the room, build boldly and learn loudly, because you're not alone. We've all duct taped our parachutes. I've done it more times than I can count. And every time I thought I was in a free fall, I was actually leveling up. So when you jump out of that plane with that shitty duct tape parachute, yes, you'll feel like you're falling. But if you look around, you're also flying. And that is the founder's edge. Thank you, and best of luck today.